Hello, this is Richard Silverstein of Tikkun Olam. Good evening. 2 nights ago, the Beit Yitzchak home of Shaul Horev, the Director General of the Israel Atomic Energy Commission, was burglarized. For the second time in a number of years, his laptop was stolen. 3 thieves managed to circumvent a video surveillance system and break into the home of the official who knows all of Israel's nuclear secrets. The source who relayed this story to me confirmed the computer contained sensitive state documents concerning Israel's nuclear program. In this country, national security officials have been fired or disciplined for similar offenses. But this is Israel and not the United States. Yesterday, Haaretz reported that there was not only military censorship prohibiting publication of Horev's name, but a police-initiated gag order. Despite all this, within an hour of my blog post being published, the IAEC press spokesperson broke censorship and the gag to reveal that the crime victim was Horev. For some reason, one of Israel's most critical national security agencies either deliberately or accidentally violated 2 different state secrecy provisions. A fine kettle of fish. After me, Yediot Aharonot was the first mainstream publication to break the gag, but its report contained numerous inaccuracies. It claimed no computer was stolen and that no classified materials were among those documents that were stolen. I don't believe that this crime, the break-in at Horev's home, was a crime of opportunity or a random act, but likely a theft designed to expose Israel's nuclear secrets. So many nations would want to do so, it would be hard to know where to start. Iran and Hezbollah leap to the top of the list, but the US too would love to get its hands on such information, though I hardly think it would stoop to burglary to do so. What I found astonishing about the Yediot report was that there wasn't a hint of embarrassment from the IAEC or the government about the break-in. Not a whiff of concern that extraordinarily sensitive data might have been compromised. There was concern expressed for Horev's security and a suggestion that they might offer him personal security both in his home and outside it. Until now, his security details stopped at his front door. There wasn't a hint in the report that Israel's highest level nuclear official shouldn't have had nuclear secrets unsecured in his home. In any Western country, this would be a huge scandal. Horev would be fired. The Prime Minister would be hauled before Knesset to explain how it all happened, but thanks to censorship and a willing press, these questions are never asked, and Israelis are unaware of the ineptitude of the officials responsible for some of the state's deepest secrets. Though I try to keep a level head about my impact on the Israeli censorship regime, Barak Ravid implied that my post caused the IAEC to come forward with Horev's identity. Ironically, Ravid himself adheres to the gag and doesn't name Horev in his own report, in which he said, quote, "The IAEC decision to publish Horev's name came as a result of a series of reports by foreign media on the incident, including the revelation of the identity of the homeowner." Unquote. There were no series of reports which identified Horev, though there were reports on the incident which didn't name him. There was only one report that named him, and that was the one at my blog. What's terribly ironic about all this is that it shows that both the censor, the police, and the Israeli judicial system have learned nothing from the damage they all did to Israel's credibility by dropping a veil over the Ben Zigir scandal and his imprisonment. They disappeared him for 3 years, including 2 entire years after his death. Given the tremendous embarrassment and negative fallout, you'd think they'd have decided that secrecy in such situations causes more harm than good. But censors don't change their spots. It seems to be the only way they know how to act in the context of Israel's national security state. There's another delicious irony in this scandal. Israel several years ago persuaded the world that it had allegedly stolen an Iranian laptop containing top-secret documents about Iran's nuclear program into which it had mysteriously come into possession. The laptop was a fraud, as was the supposed theft. But Horev's laptop theft is not a fraud, and it really happened. And if the thieves were associated with Hezbollah or Iran, the material on that laptop is probably already in the hands of Iran's top nuclear scientist. That's the one that Israel failed to assassinate several years ago in a murder attempt that almost succeeded. The reason it's important that the world know the identity of the alleged victim is that secrecy works in Horev's favor. He would never be held accountable if the censor had anything to say about it. Even with exposure, he's liable to get off scot-free. That's better off than Ben Ziegler found himself. As I've written here, Ben was expendable. Israel rarely holds powerful security interests accountable, while it often holds the average citizen accountable, even more so the weak and the poor. Shaul Horev has proven himself a major security risk. He will get away with compromising the nuclear security, the nuclear secrets of the state, because he works for the Prime Minister, and embarrassing Bibi would not be countenanced. This is yet another bit of hypocrisy in the annals of the national security state. This has been Richard Silverstein. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.